Hello everybody and welcome to another Town of Salem gameplay video. Today we're playing some ranked gameplay, and this one's a bit of a doozy. I wasn't sure if this one was gonna be worth putting up until the end, and I was like, yeah, I think this one's gonna have to go up. So here we go, guys. I'm Husks, the sheriff, and I'm doing my pretty standard at this point, my random town 1, 2, and 3 count. I find that this is becoming more important as time goes on. I'm starting to see other people mimic it, and I'd like to say that I think that if you want to play a solid town game, keeping track of the random towns is very, very, very positive way of doing that. I would just suggest that I don't tend to put down when people claim. I put it down when they're confirmed. So things such as Retributionist, that's a confirmed town. Escort in a game where there's no more random mafia, that becomes a confirmed town, etc. You just want to make sure, or if they die, of course. That's how you know when they're confirmed town versus not. So let's say you see a dead Vigi, and then there's a kill by veteran. That means that veteran is a random town confirmed because they couldn't have gotten the kill if they weren't in the game. So, just a little bit of a tip to start you guys off with right there. I do definitely think that you could definitely use a little bit of that in your note-taking facilities. So we have Retributionist dead, and Retributionist Night 1 is not very good. Vito Corleone left the game, and you know, you really hope not to see Retri die Night 1 because Retributionist is such a powerful town role. We are at an immediate disadvantage as to where we could have been. You know, if it was a medium instead of Retributionist and they died, at least that way they can seance if somebody who's dead has some really important information. No one to revive the red. There's a little bit of joking that starts happening here in the chat, and there's really not much that I don't think I found out early in this game in terms of trying to find out who to see and who to not see. Zorg says leads then, and I don't typically like people who ask for leads and then don't provide one. So I go ahead and put Zorg down as one of the people that I'm going to check next because there's no other really roles I think that are showing up to me as obvious. DB just seems to be joking a little bit. Napa, I'm not sure if they were serious or just not aware that there can't be two Retri. Seriously, if you're playing ranked, you probably should know that there can't be two Retributionists. But, that's not necessarily the point. Crixus and Spartacus are talking in chat, being goofy, and I don't have a problem with that, you know. But nothing was helpful, so I continue on with what it was that I was planning during the day, which is to check out Zorg, due to the fact that he asked for leads and didn't seem to have any for himself. So it's kind of like, well, what, you don't have leads? Okay, so what are you saying? You're not town investigative? You're not, you know? Okay, well, let's check out to see if you're maybe Mafia. I tend to find that Mafia likes to pick and point and prod a little bit and try to find out who might be the important roles by asking certain leading questions. It's one of the things I watch out for a lot when I'm playing this game in terms of deciding who it is that I want to check out. So my target was not suspicious, though. That's fine. Not suspicious is okay. There is a point where this is a process of elimination for a sheriff. You hope that you find Mafia. It's nice to find Mafia. Really nice, in fact. But you don't necessarily know that. DB says Zorgs is immune. He didn't die. I can't tell if this is a spy claim or this is a lookout claim. That doesn't seem right. A Vigi claim? I don't know yet. And Red Rose says you're admitting to being killing. That's the impression that I got. Zorg is immune. He didn't die. Napa says Zorg will claim Vigi. I don't know where DB is going with this. It's a very interesting little play here. Zorg is immune. DB says I just know. You're not really helping yourself out here. Crixus says you gotta tell us, DB, don't be scared. Kind of coaxing him into talking more. Sam Sewell goes ahead and does the vote up, vote down on DB. That indicates that he's blackmailed. And DB says, F. And and gets voted up. Zorg, it seems, might actually be immune. I effed up, says DB. Sorry, Mafia. And seems like, okay, well, maybe this is a jester, and if it's a jester play, then it's a really solid one, but you gotta kind of vote guilty on this one. Just because, you know, you just kind of have to. Spartacus says a jester maybe, who takes the hit. and then he votes, and then cancels vote. And I say let Jailer get. You know what? Why? Why would we risk it? It's early enough in the game. Why don't we just let Jailer go ahead and take this? We don't have to. There's several guilties. Thank you, DB says. Oh, boy. Now, Zorg didn't even claim anything, though. So Zorg is a little bit suspicious here. Although he shows up to me as an S. It's interesting. I don't know if he just randomly chose and Zorg didn't say anything. I don't know. That was a great Jester play, though. That was really good. I don't know why it is that Zorg didn't say anything that seemed counterintuitive to there being a Jester, but I didn't really know what to think about it. My impression was, hey, listen, this could be a Jester play. Why don't we just let this go and actually let the Jailer kind of kill him? I know that it wasted Jailer's night, so to say, but I think it'll be better than having a townie killed by a Jester. Hopefully there's a Mafia like voted guilty there, and DB will kill Mafia for us, or neutral evil, or neutral killing, I mean. You gotta hope. But it's not the greatest start, for sure, for us to lynch a Jester that early. I decided to interrogate the Tickler. Don't think there was any particular reason for this, other than just chatting. Just kind of seemed like he was a little bit quiet, perhaps a little bit underspoken, not saying things I would expect perhaps Town to say. Came back as NS, and Meldrin was executed by Jailer, and it's like, all right, well, this is that's a really bad will. This is evidently gonna be Mafia, right? Definitely Mafia, because that's the kind of will that only a Mafia would really would really be able to mess up right there. Nope, it's an investigator. So, I mean, come on, guys. At this point, you got to be thinking the same darn thing that I'm thinking. Great. Fantastic. I mean, maybe it's a disguiser? You gotta hope it's a disguiser. Otherwise, Jailer doesn't have an X anymore. Spartacus, killed by the Jest, and is our vigilante. Great. Great. Oh, well, I mean, Vigilante took a shot though, right? So hopefully this is a good shot right here. This is thank you, Vigilante. Thank you, my man. You may have gone down, but you took noobs with you. And so at least there's a little bit of a silver lining. We're down to 3 town, and as far as we can tell, Jailer does not have their execute, and our Vigilante, our town killing, is dead. That means that kills are gonna happen only with lynches, or if the neutral killing helps us out a little bit here. Now, neutral killing hasn't hit yet, so it's a pretty safe assumption right now that the neutral killing we're looking at is going to be an arsonist. And I'm going to go ahead and say, guys, I'm going to host a poll right now, because I've always had this curiosity as to what you think is the most powerful neutral killing currently in the game. So the poll is going to pop up in the top right hand corner right about now. I'm very curious to hear what it is that you guys have to say about this. I know what my thoughts are. I'll tell you at the end of the video. But so Zorg is getting pushed up now as potentially being perhaps the neutral killing, perhaps the Godfather. We don't even know, because DB was a Jester. So I go ahead and we need to push the vote up at this point, because he does seem a little bit suspicious. And so in order to get a vote up, because we need to kill somebody, I go ahead and say anybody who doesn't vote is Mafia, which tends to get a couple more votes at the end. He says F yourselves, and has his wills here. Noobs, Vig, Vet, Mafioso, Nappa, who is alive, Framer, Vamp. That's all that's said there for Vampire, for Nappa, probably because Jess is dead. Red Rose, Spy, BM, or Jailer. So now that he's up here, it looks way more legit than it had before. I think last time he was missing stuff. So that does look a bit more legit. Nappa says he accused me. I guilty him. I'm not sure if that's necessarily a good thing. So Red Rose says Nappa's Doc. I can confirm. Zorg says get Nappa. Red Rose says Nappa's Doc. And supposedly confirmed for killing Red Rose, whom from what we can tell is the Jailer. So like, why are people pushing on him right now? People pushing on him were the people that I was trying to push on, so I went ahead and pushed on Crixus at the end there, trying to see if we can't get another vote up and see if we can't get this moving a little bit more. So I'm just basically saying right now who I'm suspicious of, and this not necessarily shouldn't be taken in any particular way as who's actually. I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm wrong on a couple of those, or a single one of those, or all of those. I'm not right on all those. That's what I'm gonna say. But we wanted to definitely get some pushing up, and I didn't like anybody who was pushing against somebody who seemed to have been, for all intents and purposes, confirmed as having healed somebody. It's at this point that I'm set on fire. And now normally I would not show a game like this where I was set on fire unless it was pretty good. You can see me in chat right now. I'm saying this game is over. I was so bummed. I was frustrated as all heck. It just seemed like it was a bad game. Seemed like it was one of those ones I was going to throw out and just like, man. Red Rose wasn't actually the jailer though. She was spy, but don't forget, Jailer does not, as far as we know, have the ability to kill because the investigator, Meldrin, was killed by Jailer. Not so good. So how in the world are we going to be able to get kills at this point? How in the world are we going to get kills when we do not have majority? At this point, I'm like, well, I'm going to turn this game off at this point. I'm going to stop recording it, but something about it was just like, you know what, just sit here for the rest of the game, try to figure out where we went wrong, see if your suspicions are correct, and we'll just go from there. There were no really, at the time of my death, there was nothing really that was confirmed to put down on the random towns. Now that we're looking at it, we can take a minute and just say, alright, so who's confirmed here? We do have a sheriff random town. I was a sheriff random town. If you go in order of how people died up there, 2 investigators and a sheriff. And at this point, I'm asking noobs who it is that is the Godfather and stuff like that, and because I'm trying to figure out what the heck where did we go wrong in this? Where did we go wrong? People are leaving the game. They're not particularly happy about this, and Zorg says we have Framer. Zorg is the investigator. Noob says nope, you're wrong. Murphy, Moff as well. So I'm kind of just going in through my suspicion list and seeing if I have any of them right, and it doesn't seem like I do. It actually doesn't seem like I was right on any of them. But, who knows? Maybe they're saying that I'm not right when I am, in fact, right. But let's see. There's 3 Mafia. There's 1 Neutral Evil. There's 3 Town. And Napa gets voted up. Okay. From what we can understand, from what we heard from the spy, whom I trust as a spy, Napa is the doctor. So, in order for this person to get voted up, 4 votes, either all of Mafia and the arsonist voted, or some town also voted. Tickler votes guilty. Murphy votes. Well, Tickler votes, Murphy votes, and Jonathan votes. So I go, there's your 3 Moff, huh? Tickler, Murph, and John. Because that's my suspicion. Now, there was some guilties in there, and there was also some innocents. Ultimately, there was 3 NOs and 3 guilties. Now, this is suddenly interesting. So, a 3-by-3, which means that that either one of the Mafias voted innocent, or the arsonist voted innocent. Who knows? But there's a really quick swing over to the Tickler. Now, Sam Sewall votes against him. Murphy, Crixus, and Napa. Napa is, as far as we know, the only confirmed town that we have here. Tickler claims sheriff. Now, sheriff is a weird claim right now. This doesn't seem right. And they found nobody who was Mafia. No, it's not until Napa. They say Napa is Mafia down there at the end. But we're pretty certain at this point that Napa's not. Now, there could be a framer. There's definitely the possibility that there could be a framer. And I see really quickly somebody say, I'm going to shoot number 7, Black Goku, tonight. I'm like, wait a second. Now the game is going to get interesting. Because it seems like there may be a vigilante random town. Not what I was expecting. A Vigi random town, if perhaps Jailer can slow things down, we may have a chance here after all. The Tickler is dead. Voted up, guiltied. There's a couple of abstains. There's innocent and abstained at least. Black Goku and Jonathan Korn. Jonathan Korn abstained. Black Goku voted innocent. And Tickler says Sewall is arsonist, by the way, and laughs. Told you, Avi GF. Alright, well listen. AviGF is not a very good example as to, you know, AviGF is not a way of defending yourself from being called an arsonist. Now, this is still far from Town's game, okay? There's 2 Mafia, there's an arsonist, there's 3 Town. However, it appears like we may in fact have a vigilante, so we might be able to keep ourselves up in the front of this if we're able to adequately use our vigilante and our jailer not to kill because he can't kill, but to simply block things. Can we do it is the question. Like, can Town rally at this point so late in the game without a really functional jailer and with a Vigi claim? If that Vigi claim's not real, Black Goku's dead. You know what? I was pretty psyched at this point. I was like, wait a second. Wait a second. Wait a second. Oh my gosh. and there's an internal death chat kind of feeling towards, wait a second, this game may not be over. This game may not be over. Should have voted guilty, I think is what Noobs was trying to say, but at this point we have the confirmed random towns. I'm just sharing them with the dead chat just to kind of give ourselves a little bit of an indication of what's really going on here. There's an investigator, because the 2 investigators, spy, and sheriff. So there's investigator and sheriff as random towns, and then there's the vigilante, which is proven now. So apparently Crixus is a jailer. I had him just absolutely zoned as being evil. I was wrong on that one for sure. And Nappa's Doc. Murphy, the confirmed Vigi as of now, because they went ahead and killed Black Goku last night. Crixus attacked and healed last night. A nice heal, giving us the way majority, and we're able to vote up Jonathan Corwin. Jonathan Corwin was the only person who didn't guilty the Godfather, the Tickler. Guys, I was so ready to not record this, but Town just had a second of don't expect it to happen in your games. Pure bliss, where the calls were fantastic. I have a feeling that if we go back in time, feel free to do so and look at the people who voted up the Tickler. I'm not sure if one of the Mafia maybe voted up for their own Mafia member. It seems really lucky that we had 3 Town that were on the same page and the arsonist that was willing to vote against the Godfather. Now the arsonist had to do something there. Black Goku though, he was already going to be shot before the night ended, I think, before the Inno came in. But I cannot believe we had a vigilante there to do it. We had no KP. Our only possibility was that we were going to keep the arsonist quiet long enough, maybe in jail, to have him help us lynch a couple Mafia and then get majority back. It was not looking positive, but guess what? Guys, look at that. Look at that. And with the guilties here, it's looking pretty good. So, unfortunately, for Mafia, the Mafia went for the jailer. The jailer was being protected by Nappa, the confirmed doctor, which meant that instead of having only 2 Town yesterday, 2 Town, 1 Mafia, and 1 arsonist, which could have stalled the vote out, we had 3. Guys, the shot on Black Goku, the save on Crixus, which was not like a gimme. That is really right here in dead chat. We're getting a little bit excited. Do you think Town could still win? Guys, it's looking like Town could still win this. In fact, it's looking like Town is gonna win this one. And I want to go ahead and let you guys know that this is why you can't ever give up on these games. Sometimes Town clicks. Sometimes you're not even part of it. I know that I'm going to get a little bit of hate for posting a video where I die before I'm the last person alive. Guys, I'm sorry. But some games are worth sharing, and this was one of those games that was just absolutely worth sharing with you guys. So we're going to enjoy the rest of it together, guys. And I have a new end screen, so if you haven't seen it yet, you're going to have to go ahead and stay until the end. And I'll also go ahead and share what I think is the most powerful of the current neutral killing in the game. Excluding, I should have mentioned this, excluding the Juggernaut, who of course, in theory at least, is the most powerful. So here we are. There's a bit of trolling. and then they vote up Sam Sewell. Like, come on, guys. Get him up there, and let's get this done. Let's get this done. We went through the entire mafia chain, mafioso, godfather, mafioso. We did not kill anybody except for the killing role at the time, which I do find a little bit funny, but also kind of lucky too. Sam Sewell is gonna be getting the noose here. You know, he's not blackmailed. He's just upset, but in a happy way. You know, in a happy-go-lucky way, at least, that he is going to be killed as the arsonist. He lasted a pretty long time. He did well. He wasn't found out. It was actually Mafia who gave him away. Perhaps he would have had a harder time if not, but Murphy was able to confirm himself. Crixus, the jailer, didn't have to confirm himself, and we had a confirmed doctor. Guys, the perfect storm at the end. The perfect, lucky storm. All right, so my opinion of the most powerful neutral killing currently in the game, I'm gonna have to say that it's gotta be the serial killer, and you may disagree with me. I mean, the problem with the arsonist is that arsonist is not a gameplay style that allows you to kill the important roles as you go along, where serial killer is. And werewolf is based almost entirely on luck. There's some calls in there, but it's a lot of luck. So my honest opinion is that it is the serial killer. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.